we ain't going nowhere to go. We need affordable things to be able to feed our kids.
America, 7 grocery stores in Chicago are closing this week. A Whole Foods already died in that same neighborhood back in 2022 before this one even opened. That is twice the same block. And my friends, it's not the weather, it's not bad luck, it's not a mysterious grocery-eating ghost haunting the south side of Chicago. CVS left, Walgreens left, Whole Foods left, and every single one of them left for the exact same boring, unsexy reason that never makes the 6 o'clock news.
Families are already navigating detrimental cuts to SNAP benefits. Even one fewer grocery store can have a major impact on areas that are struggling with food insecurity. And in this case, we are talking 7. Only open one more day. Save-A-Lot stores in Inglewood, West Lawn, Auburn Gresham, West Garfield Park, West Pullman, South Chicago, and South Shore will be shuttered.
What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Yellow Banana ran these 7 stores. The CEO died earlier this year. The stores say that they were drowning in what the company calls significant financial headwinds, which is basically corporate speak for we ran out of money and we want everybody to stop asking. The city already handed Yellow Banana $13.5 million to fix these stores up. Save-A-Lot's official statement blames a 26% year-over-year collapse in SNAP and EBT transactions.
Save-A-Lot announced it is cutting ties with Yellow Banana, leaving the financially troubled operator with no choice but to shut down.
You guys have watched what happens to a strip mall the second that an anchor tenant leaves. We're talking about big box retailers. The dollar store hangs in there just a little bit longer and then eventually goes as well. The parking lot turns into a place that you actually don't want to park your truck in the middle of the night because some mysterious crackhead's going to creep up on you. That's not a mystery here, okay? It is a spreadsheet with legs, and the spreadsheet in Chicago has been screaming for years before anybody wrote a single check. Here's a sequence that nobody at the Chicago podium wants to draw out loud because obviously it's not flattering. You ready for this one, you guys? Chicago, murders are up. Chicago, robberies are up. People are getting shot up in the same neighborhood practically every single week. CVS looked at the math and left. Walgreens looked at the math and left. Whole Foods, an actual grocery chain with real money behind it and real security budgets, looked at it and said the exact same thing. They bounced out of there too. It's in the exact same building that one of the Save-A-Lots is sitting in right now, 3 years before Save-A-Lot even ever showed up.
13th Ward Alderman Marty Quinn said that the city already paid $13 million to help get those stores open. So now they're looking for some alternative arrangements to keep the stores from closing or at least get another grocer to move in. One of those stores Marty Quinn worked in as a young lad, and he said that store, when it turned into Save-A-Lot, it took 18 months to get that going.
18 months, that's how long it took the last time this exact building sat empty before anybody was brave enough or dumb enough to actually try again. Save-A-Lot showed up on the ashes of Whole Foods, propped itself up with SNAP dollars because that was the only customer left standing on the south side of Chicago. And then now SNAP and EBT gets trimmed. The whole tower of cards starts falling down in 9 seconds flat. That's not a food desert appearing out of nowhere, okay? That is a business report card in every single grade. Came back the exact same color. You guys know retailer with an actual P&L statement wants a storefront where their biggest line item risk isn't rent, whether or not the night manager is going to make it to his car or not in the morning. And here's where it gets genuinely comedic in the darkest way possible. Instead of anybody saying, hey, Chicago, maybe the crime rate is a factor of the crime rate. The response from residents on camera is to blame a guy 800 miles away in Washington. It's Trump's fault. It's Trump's fault. He did it. It's the federal government's fault.
It's the same old story, to be honest with you. And it's not just here. It's nationally when it comes down to black communities. I heard that the federal government had a little hand in this particular one.
It's the federal, it's Trump's fault. Sure. It must be Trump's fault. Trump personally flew to Chicago, robbed a CVS at gunpoint, and hopped back on Air Force One before anybody could catch him. That is a great theory.
I heard that the federal government had a little hand in this particular one.
And that's apparently a real theory that some people believe with a straight face. Walk the actual chain of custody on this collapse because it's not complicated here. It's definitely not complicated. It's just a little uncomfortable. Crime pushes out real retailers with real margins. And you know what follows up after that? What moves behind it is a business model that can only survive off of government transaction fees because nobody with the choice is choosing to shop there anymore either. And definitely nobody with the choice is going to open up a store there. The second the federal government trims one input SNAP dollar or EBT, the entire structure collapses because it was never actually a real business foundation in the first place. There was just a government check propping up a building that everybody else already fled.
Obviously, our investments that we put forward to create these spaces in the first place speaks to my commitment to expanding access to fresh food. I'm certainly committed to finding ways in which we can ensure that groceries still exist in neighborhoods that have historically not had access to fresh food.
And who got voted in to run this city while all this was happening, you guys? Not appointed, not installed by federal decree, voted in. I'm going to rewind that. Voted in by the same resident standing outside the Save-A-Lot, blaming the president who never once stepped foot in Inglewood. Our great friend, one of the best mayors in America, Brandon Mohawk Johnson, didn't get airdropped onto the 5th floor of City Hall by a UFO. Somebody filled out a ballot. And here's what it actually cost the people in the parking lot. The city already spent $13 million once trying to save these exact stores. Alderman Quinn says Yellow Banana came back asking for $3 million more just to make payroll on Saturday. It's not a business plan. They were crutched up by SNAP. That is a hostage negotiation with produce.
The closure of grocery stores is making a challenging situation even worse. In most of these neighborhoods, 1/3 or even 1/2 of residents are likely facing food insecurity. We have amazing partner food pantries in these neighborhoods. But we want to be clear, a food pantry does not replace a grocery store. Folks who have SNAP dollars to spend need a grocery store to spend them at.
But you know what also doesn't replace the grocery store? A city government that spent $13 million of taxpayer money twice trying to keep the lights on in a building that everybody with actual money already ran away from, while blaming a guy who's never touched the zoning board, their police budget, and their own city council vote.
So I know the struggle. I was there. I saw it. So it's like, man, another blow to the community, and ain't nothing we could do about it.
America, they lost CVS and called it bad luck. They lost Walgreens and called it corporate greed. They lost the Whole Foods and called it gentrification backlash. Then they lost a Save-A-Lot that opened on that Whole Foods grave, and somehow the only name that came up was a president who didn't set the crime rate, doesn't sit on city council, and definitely didn't personally shoplift the produce aisle. $13 million twice to keep a building open that everybody smart enough already fled the city. That's not a food desert. That is an actual receipt of what Chicago has absolutely become. Let me know what you think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.